She's talking about she out here in these streets. Like what? Why does she have to talk like that? Right? It would be better to say, hey, we're out here. We are going door to door. We're going to different neighborhoods. We're trying to get our voice heard out here. So be on the lookout. We're going to have people everywhere. Look for us in a neighborhood near you. That's all she had to say, right? That's all she had to say.
Because we allow it, and the day we stop allowing it is the day they'll talk to us like we got some sort of intelligence.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Willis, host of What You Talking About Willis podcast. I have a treat for you today. I got my boy, I got my homie on here, but we'll get to that in a second. I just, and in the beginning, I always thank people that's been with me from the beginning. Thank those that's been supporting me from day one, back when I had one subscriber. We're making our way up to 500 subscribers. We're getting there. That's big for me. So I appreciate everyone that's been here from day one. You guys are awesome. Those that are new here, welcome to the channel. Remember, like, subscribe, and share. Tell the world, tell everybody you know. We'll be doing this show. We speak the truth and we cause chaos one truth at a time. Now, I'm not going to give a long-winded introduction because you know how I do. I can get long-winded, but I got my boy here, the original cop with attitude. He is the host of his own podcast, which I've been a part of, which has been fun. Reasonable Suspicion podcast. He is my USA Tag Team World Champ. Again, he knows better when he's on my show now that I make the rules. So I'm expecting him to play accordingly. Okay. But I'm happy to have him on the show. Y'all seen him, anybody that's been following me on the socials, me and him go back and forth. He's always speaking knowledge. He's always spitting truth. He's been on the news. He's been on other popular podcasts. And welcome to the show, my boy Zeek. What's up, man?
First of all, we're going to get a couple things straight. All right, man. This brother pulled rank on me. This brother said, "You on my show now." He said, "You better stay in your lane, boy."
Hey, listen, I warned you on your episode. Hey, I'll let you have yours. Now it's my turn to have some fun, man.
All right, that's how we doing it. All right, man.
So,
I got something for you next time. All right, man.
Hey, listen, you're my tag team champ. I got to do this, man. We have to do this, man.
Yeah, but in the tag team, you're the one that get beaten up. You know what I'm saying? And you got to crawl towards me. do that dramatic tag, and I got to come in, and I got to,
You got to save the day? Is this what we do?
Yeah.
But man, thanks for coming on, man. I know you got a busy schedule, man. This means a lot to me. I appreciate it, man. So thank you for coming on.
No, man, anytime, man. Anytime. You know I'm here for you.
Yeah. A meeting up here, and you seem like you was upset. So I want you to dive into that a little bit. Just tell me what went on in that, man. Because reading that, I got a little bit upset as well. And you see, I had to respond immediately when you tweeted it out. But what was that scene like? And for you being in that situation, and I'm sure pretty much know you, they know what you all about and what you stand for. What was the feeling like in there? And why do you think they're pushing this Kamala Harris presidency so hard? Even for someone that wants to defund the police, I don't understand that.
All right, so basically, I got invited to a meeting for a certain law enforcement fraternity for black cops, and it took some talking because I really wasn't trying to go. Keep it real, I really wasn't trying to go, but right. Listen, let's come. All right, fine. So I get there, and I mean, listen, for the most part, it was a nice meeting. It was nice to network and talk to a couple of people. But then I got pulled aside, a couple, we started segueing into another topic about how we got to, really support Kamala Harris because she's a black woman and, this is historic and we got to do this for her. Then, I have a real hard time shutting up. I'm really, I'm not going to, a lot of times I'm not going to volunteer my opinion.
Right.
If you ask, I'm going to say it. It's one of those situations. Don't ask if you don't want to hear it.
100%.
So I said, well, is she really black? I know she's Jamaican.
Right.
Jamaican equal black. I know she's Indian,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely don't equal black. So I said, hey, listen, I need to see the ancestry DNA before I read, before
Hey,
what's
no,
up.
there's no way you said that. There's
Her,
no way.
yeah, her,
There's
her and
no way.
Sean King. Her and Sean King. Talcum X. I gotta see the ancestry DNA before I get invited to the cookout. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then I said, listen, we all cops here. I'm not gonna vote for someone who wants to defund us. I'm not gonna vote for someone who is clearly on the rioters' side during the summer of love. I'm not gonna vote for someone like Tim Walz, who watched his state burn just so he could score some woke points. You know what I mean? And
100%.
Minneapolis, listen, I got a friend or two over in Minneapolis PD. I'm not, or for their sake, I'm not voting for that. So I said, no, I'm not. I'm not doing that. So they, it wasn't all of them.
Okay.
It was probably about maybe 10, 12 of them,
Right.
who got real agitated. But and then they fell into but look at Trump's Project 2025, which I was
Oh my
like, well,
God.
he's not doing that. He's not. And why didn't Project 2025 has been around for a while now. It's not like they just wrote this last week. 100%. It's been a while. Mm-hmm. And it was there when Trump was in his first term. So why didn't he do all this stuff back when he was president? Mm-hmm. Because there were people fighting against him, and we can't vote for Trump. Because he's gonna do this, he's gonna do that, and I'm like, well, why didn't he do all that when he was president?
He had a chance.
Yeah. So about 3 or 4 of them kind of was like, maybe you should go. Maybe this ain't for you. And I said, well, I said that from the start. This ain't for me. So I didn't make any noise. I left.
Right.
And as I was riding back, I was like, you know what? If you are a cop, I don't care who you are, black, white, Spanish, Asian, whatever you are. If you are a cop and you're voting for something like this,
right,
and you're voting for someone just based on identity politics, and you're voting for someone who has that kind of record, defund the police, being on the side of the rioters during the summer of love,
right,
you want to sit and you want to kneel for George Floyd, and you want to kneel for the other dude that got shot by the cop and he was actively trying to stab someone,
right,
and you want to sit and be on the side of all these people who are anti-cop. Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, you're putting on a uniform. I can't trust you, because you're not looking out for law enforcement. You're not looking out for policing as a job. You're looking out for your own self-interest. You're looking out for something that makes you feel better, right, not to protect and serve. So I said, listen, man, you don't stand with me. I don't stand with you. I don't have your 6, and to me, you're a traitor.
Right.
And I said what I said. So I had a couple people who in my DMs were like, Zeek, you shouldn't have said that because you're making cops look bad. Listen, I'm on the side of the truth. I'm on the side of the people who want to stand with this country, who want to protect this country, who want to protect its freedoms, and who want to, who are true to their oath and who want to support the Constitution. So that's all that post was about. And I had a lot more people on my side and supporting me than weren't. So, to me, it was pointing in the right direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we need poor people, and not just people with a large platform, but I mean, we appreciate you in speaking up against that. I mean, I don't understand that, especially as law enforcement. Kamala.
I do want to add one thing though. When you have people who are like, cops all they want to do is protect their pension. Yeah. Cops don't, I would quit. Okay. And what, you going to pay my mortgage? You going to pay my bills? I got a daughter who needs to be fed. You going to feed her?
Right.
I got a house. I got a mortgage. I got bills, utilities.
Right.
Just because you think I should quit doesn't mean I'm going to do it.
Right.
You know, so when you talk about old cops just want to look out for their pensions, yeah,
I would
I'm
think
looking out for
anybody
my
with a
pension.
job would want to keep up, will look out for their pension. I mean, that makes sense. They don't pay us enough money anyway. I got to keep the little money I've earned myself. I mean, I don't understand how people can be mad at that. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
also don't understand how people can vote for Kamala. I mean, she's the one that's paid bail for some of the rioters out here, man. I mean, do we understand what we're talking about? I don't know if I can be in the same room as you and as those people, because I think I would have been more vocal than you, man. It's like you guys put on your clown makeup in the morning, and you come out here and say some crazy stuff like that. I don't understand. We already got an uphill battle being in law enforcement, and I'm not trying to get on the law enforcement spiel, but to have people in that community, in our community, that know the ins and outs of being police and to know the politicians, mostly on the left, that don't support us, that don't want us out there. They have these legislations with the court systems and the jail where we do our job on the street, we put them in jail, and the next day they out. So what's the point of us doing our police? So we out here putting our lives on the line, right? We got cameras in our face, we got people on our face while we trying to do the job. You can do a crime, get convicted, and still sue the police department and still get money. I just, I just don't, I just don't understand that. For them to support someone like this, I don't know if I could be in the same room as them. Shout out to you for being there. Shout out to you for speaking your mind. But we lead into my original topic here is identity politics. And I, first of all, you know, when the way I vote and the way I see the candidates, I don't vote based off what can they do for black folks. That's just me, right? I vote for what can this person do for all Americans. And I don't know why people don't realize this, but black folks are included in that, right? Black folks are included in that. And you know, we see the Kamala Harris events when they got Megan the Stallion out there and all this other stuff. Is this what they got to do to get the black vote? Why? Why? Just see, you got to help me understand this. Why do when it's particularly talking to black folks, it's not talking about any other race when they do crazy stuff like this, right? The Asian race, anyone from like the Middle East, white people, they don't do any crazy stunts and crazy shows, right? They don't change their accent unless it's talking to black folks. Why? I want to hear your opinions on that. Why is it like that? Before we get into the other stuff, I just want to hear off the top, why is it like that? Because it's confusing to me.
because black folks are the only people who allow that to happen. Think about it, man. You have politicians who literally say to black folks, you know what, we're gonna dumb down the standards
Yes.
for test taking or to get into a specialized school or to get into law school or get into Harvard or anything else. We're gonna dumb down the standards because we want you in. And black folks go, they preaching. They standing on truth right now.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? So when you got Hillary Clinton who goes, I ain't no ways tired with my hot sauce in my purse, and black folks go, she got hot sauce. That's right. Or when Joe Biden goes, if you can't figure out if you're going to vote for me or not, you ain't black.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that with his whole chest. And what Charlemagne the God do? Oh,
Sound like a clown.
You know. So now you got Kamala Harris, who we beat him in 2020, and we gonna beat him in 2024. And I make greens in my bathtub. No, you don't, because if you ever told anybody you made greens in your bathtub, somebody gonna start singing. You can't eat at everybody's house. Because
but I mean, she was talking to, what was it, the BET Awards or something? She's talking about she out here in these streets. Like what? Why does she have to talk like that? Right? It would be better to say, hey, we're out here. We are going door to door. We're going to different neighborhoods. You know, we're trying to get our voice heard out here. So be on the lookout. We're going to have people everywhere. Look for us in a neighborhood near you. That's all she had to say, right? That's all she had to say.
Because we allow it, and the day we stop allowing it is the day they'll talk to us like we got some sort of intelligence. But until then, they're gonna keep doing it.
But the thing is, we are the ones that scream racism, the system, and cultural appropriation. Those are the biggest things that we scream as the black community. But when a politician that's a Democrat does this stuff blatantly, it's given a pass. That ticks me off, like up here, man, because not only are they cultural appropriating, but again, the black folks that are all screaming, and by the black folks, I mean these type of clowns, right? These are the clowns. D.L. Hughley, Joy, Joy Plies. Like these are the faces that they put up and make the loudest, their voices the loudest for the black community. And first of all, nothing that they say makes any sense at all. Not one thing. Not one thing at all. But yet we champion these voices. And you mentioned Charlamagne the God and all these other people, which is crazy what you said about Charlamagne the God, because they actually had like Larry Elder on the show and they completely disrespected him, right? Completely.
And Larry Elder took him to school.
They had Vivek on there, right? They had Vivek on there. They had Candace Owens on there. Honestly, man, I think you should go in there too. But I don't know if you'd be able to handle it.
They ain't ready for me. They ain't ready for me. They ain't ready for me. Because I'm not going to be nice. So they ain't ready for me.
But I don't want you to be nice. You need to tell them how it is. But the thing is, why though? Like, why are these faces? And I see their tweets. I don't know why. I don't follow them, right? So I don't know what the algorithm is because I've been getting a lot of this stuff on my feed. But these tweets have been seen heavily on my feed, and especially Plies, right? I don't even know what he talks about. I think he's the one that gets on my nerves the most, right? But why? Why are they getting 1 million views, 2 million views? They're getting put on these shows. People are paying attention to what they say. Are these the only people that we listen to in the community? We can't listen to a Larry Elder or anything like that?
Because guys like me, you, Larry Elder, other guys out there, Leonidas Johnson, other guys, even Candace Owens, we destroy their narrative. It's like that old Booker T. Washington quote. These guys profit off of racism. You got Joy Reid, who ain't that good of a journalist. She profits off of racism. Who else? You got D.L. Hughley, who is kind of funny sometimes.
I don't think he's that funny.
He was in the Kings of Comedy. Right. And wasn't the funniest dude up on that stage 100%. By a long shot. So he's got to now come out and do something and make himself relevant. You got Roland Martin, who the last time I had heard of him in New York, he was on Channel 9 on like one of the lowest rated shows out there. Plies, I don't listen to rap nowadays. I don't listen to rap past like 1996, maybe 2000. So I barely know. Listen, if I see him out in the street, he got to show ID. I don't know who he is.
Right.
But these people all have to make themselves relevant, because if they told the truth that black folks have all the same rights as white folks here in 2024, if they told the truth and said, guess what? Here in the United States, you got things pretty good. You're sitting there tweeting on $1,000 iPhone. You have running water. You have air conditioning. You have electricity. Right. You have it really, really well here in this country as compared to where you could be. Right. Listen, talk all that trash over someplace else. You all want to talk about Palestine? Go talk all that trash over in Palestine and see how far you get. You want to talk about Africa? I saw Last King of Scotland. I saw Hotel Rwanda. Y'all can go over there if you want, and I'll buy you a ticket. I'll buy you your one-way ticket to go over there and see how well you do. So they can't say that, though. They always have to be involved in some sort of struggle. Same thing Jay-Z does, Barack Obama, Oprah. They have to convince you that things are so horrible here in order for themselves to have some sort of relevancy. So that's what these people say. That's what they represent. And meanwhile, if you say the truth, if you talk about the truth, guys like you and I, you talk about the truth, all of a sudden you're a coon, you're an Uncle Tom, you're tap dancing, you're a pick-me. Right. Yeah, guess what? I'm telling the truth, though. You can call me all those names. What you can't do is come back and present truth to what I said.
Right. And you bring up a great point. And I'm noticing that these people are all rich. These people are all rich and all well off. And instead of telling the black community in this country, I got rich off of telling jokes, right? I got rich off of telling jokes. I'm a black woman who made it onto a big news network by my hard work and dedication, right? I'm a rapper. I don't have any real skill, right? I rap. That's all I do. I'm an entertainer. And in this country, you can make millions of dollars if you're good at what you do and you want to put the work into what you're doing. Why can't that be the message? Instead, it's the rich black elites telling the regular black folks, this country's racist. Everybody's against you. It doesn't matter what you do. You can't do anything. And the only way to make it out the hood, right, which a lot of these dudes not even from the hood, by the way, is you got to play basketball or you got to rap. That's about it. That message to me is, if we want any change in the black community, it's got to start right there. Am I wrong? Am I wrong for thinking that?
Let me tell you something. I'm going to bring up the income chart that everybody sees and everybody uses. You got black folks saying, "Oh, I can't get a job because my name is Shaniqua." No, you can't get a job because you talk to yourself. You've got people legitimately saying that. Oh, these white folks don't want to give me a job because my name is Shaniqua. Meanwhile, the top earners out there are people from Southeast Asia who have very ethnic names and very ethnic accents. And guess what? They're making more money than anybody. So stop, Shaniqua. You can get a job, all right? You can get a job the same as anybody else. Your name being Shaniqua ain't stopping you from getting a job. The fact like you act like a Shaniqua is stopping you from getting the job. That's what it is. You've got. I was just watching the Olympics with my daughter, because my daughter loves Simone Biles, and my daughter likes the athleticism. And I'm trying to just talk to her about hey, listen, you can get more active. You can do a couple things here and there. And they got breakdancing on the Olympics, which I never thought I would see breakdancing as an Olympic sport.
Well, time out. So I watched that. Right now, you got to explain to me what Australia was doing. What did you see?
I don't know. Dude, let me tell you something, man. I don't listen. All I know is if I ever put my fool behind on that mat, you better have the ambulance right there. All right, that ambulance better be right there, because you're gonna load me right into it as soon as I'm done with my routine.
Mm-hmm.
But they had this kid from Florida, and he said, and his father said something really meaningful, because they were interviewing his family. His father said, "Listen, I told my kids, listen, I don't care what you do, whether you're a janitor, whether you're digging ditches, whether you do whatever, just be the best at it.
Right.
We gave you this opportunity to come here to America, which we're grateful for." He said, coming to America was the best thing I've ever done. He said, and now you have a whole lot of opportunity. So whatever you go out there and do, just be the best at it.
Right.
Why can't we have that same message in our neighborhoods? Go out there and be the best at whatever it is you want to do, except selling drugs and going out there and acting a fool. But when you out there doing your thing, just go out there and be the best at it. Why can't we have that same message? I tell people, this is why we are dead last and everything else, because you got politicians taking advantage of us and forgetting about us for every 4 years until they need to get elected. And then they come and they kiss a couple of our babies and we go, "Oh, we love you so much." Meanwhile, they haven't done a blessed thing for us. Obama didn't do a blessed thing for black folk. And everybody got that picture of white Jesus and Obama. Everybody's grandmama got that picture above their fireplace. Kamala Harris came out on record and said, "I'm not going to do a thing for black folks." And people are black folks are lining up to kiss up to her. Somebody make it make sense to me. So all this identity politics, as far as you can't achieve because you're black, it ain't true. And it's been disproven over and over and over and over again.
100%, 100%. And I keep trying to spread the same message, because I have 3 black children, right? I cannot, as a father, tell them that they are automatically at a disadvantage because they're black. What kind of father would I be? And then why would they even go out and try if you're giving them the message telling me, well, I'm already at a disadvantage anyway, so I
You're
guess,
setting them up to fail.
yeah, the system is against me, and all white people hate me, and I can't walk down the street because LeBron say we're getting hunted by the police. Meanwhile, more white dudes get killed by the police than black dudes. But that's a whole nother conversation. But then we get back to these guys, back to these clowns. Joy Reid here, she already looked crazy. I don't know what she been doing on social media.
She looked like a crackhead. I thought that was a crackhead for a second. I was about to say, bro, why you got Mammy from down the street? Come on, baby.
She looked crazy. But then again, back to my point when I was talking about racism, right? We all scream out race. That's the number one thing the left liberals, right? The left black liberals want to scream out. But then listen to what she says right here.
Be honest and keep it real. This is not the pick that I expected that she would make. It did come down to the final three, as we understand it, and I thought she would go astronaut. Keeping it real, he to me would have been the safest, most conventionally safe pick. White, super white, like mayonnaise sandwich on Wonder Bread. White, from a border state, he could have made a strong argument for her.
First of all, somebody should have told Joy. See, this is how you know Joy don't got too many black friends. So they would have told her, Joy, don't be putting yourself on TikTok like that. What's wrong with you?
I mean,
but anyway, over here looking like a crackhead. You embarrassing me and you.
Right.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna unfriend you till you get your act right.
Right.
But no, listen. First of all, nobody, no real politician, I think, is touching Kamala right now because she's got a very uphill battle. But this is what Joy really thinks of you. This is what she thinks of you. Mayonnaise sandwich on white bread. That's what she thinks of you.
Wait. On that. Imagine if, let's just say this was a white anchor from CNN, right? And let's just say the vice president pick was a black person, right? Let's just say that. Let's just play this game, right? And what if that person said, a black person that's dark as charcoal from the mountains of Africa, right? Like, let's just flip this for a second. How would that be received? But yet these people are allowed to be racist and say these horrific. That's a horrific line to say. Like, people skip past that and don't realize actually how bad what she said was. That's horrible, man. Why is it okay for her to say something like this?
Because white folks, especially on the Democrat side, have been beaten down to just sort of take a subservient kind of role. You can say and do whatever you want to us. We just have to accept it. Okay, we're so sorry. Okay, all right. Just we just want to atone. We just want to listen. Man, if you don't stand up and take your ball in your hand and do something with yourself,
right,
and stop playing a secondhand little cuck role, just get up and do something with yourself. Make me sick. You just get up and show some strength. Get some functional testosterone in your system.
Right.
I mean, like that's how you got David Hogg and Harry Sisson out there talking the way they do, and nobody checks them. Stand up and take some pride in yourself, man. It's okay to be white. All right, man. Right. It's okay to go out there and do what you do. Go out there and play your golf and drive around in your golf carts. Listen, I drove around in a golf cart once, and it was fun. So go ahead and be who you are, and stop letting people like Joy Reid talk down to you. Right. That's what it is.
It's unacceptable. I don't condone that behavior, right? The thing is, white people have had this sentiment about themselves where they feel bad for being white. And I don't know when that started to take place. Maybe in an Obama presidency where that started to flip to that kind of narrative. But you just got white people ashamed to be themselves. And the thing is, these people work with white people. They marry white people. Right? They do business with white people. In this world, in this country, you're going to have to do business with people other than black folks, right? You have to make connections. You have to network. So I don't understand why, first of all, white people put up with it. Because if I was white and I heard that, I would be the loudest person on social media right now. I'm surprised there's not more, But again, everybody's scared to say that this is wrong, right? So it takes people like me and you to sit here and say, well, sorry, I'm not trying to get racial, but hey, white people, she's not supposed to say that. She's not supposed to talk like that. It's actually pretty bad. And then you got dudes like Ben Stiller has some crazy interview, and he's talking about he wishes he was black. People think I'm making it up. Y'all listen to this.
I just want to let you know I'm going to match your $150,000 donation. Everybody's got to get out and vote and donate. And she's also a historic candidate. You know, it's going to be the first woman president. And that's incredibly exciting. And, you know, she's Indian, she's black, she's everything. You can be more than one thing. It's incredible. You know, I'm Jewish and Irish. I wish I was black. Every white Jewish guy wishes he was black. You know, it's just get out there and vote and donate and like take advantage. This is such an important time right now, and this wave of energy that's happening. We got to keep going.
Listen, I want you to hear it again.
Every white Jewish guy.
No, don't do this, man.
You know,
I want you to hear it again because these people really think that, bro. They really do, and I think he's a great actor. Right, I love his movies. Right, I got nothing against him, but
listen. The one really funny movie he made wasn't because he was in it. It was because Robert Downey should have won an Oscar for the role he played in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Tom Cruise fan. Like I'm not like a super Tom Cruise fan.
Yeah.
But you know, especially my man, you fumbled the bag against Katie Holmes.
I mean,
she bad. Shoot.
But look at him.
Let me not say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't fumble the bag against Katie Holmes, man. I don't care what you're saying, but Tom Cruise was an epic role. He played that role epically in Tropic Thunder. Mm-hmm. And no, he doesn't wish he was black, because when it came time when all these little Gen Z, you know, little soy eating, low testosterone Gen Z kids start getting butthurt. Oh, look at Robert Downey Jr. He played blackface. Ben Stiller should have got out there and said, listen, man, we made comedy.
Right.
Okay. And we made some good comedy. Not the comedy y'all got nowadays, where you're afraid to make fun of people and you're afraid to offend people. We made comedy. So shut up. Either watch the movie or don't, but I'm not changing a thing. Instead, he kind of backed down a little bit. He kind of was, well, you know, maybe, you know, I don't know. You know, so stop it. No, you don't wish you were black. What you can't be is Indian your entire career. And then when it's expedient for you to do so, you go, oh, I'm black now. Okay. I mean, are we going to talk about how one of her great granddaddy or uncle twice removed or whoever was a slave master?
Well, we don't want to talk about that.
Are we going to discuss that and how he had to go back to where he came from, back to Ireland with his slaves?
Right.
So I mean, are we going to discuss that? Because now we're talking about reparations and all that. Now, we stopped that talk with reparations because we got Kamala Harris up there. But you know, are we going to discuss all that? Probably not. So let's see what happens.
These guys, they got to bend the knee. Why do they got to bend the knee to whatever social media and society is saying, right? It's like this again is Holly weirdo, right? These are Holly weirdos. So they're going to say stupid stuff, right? I really, I'm about to use an SAT word, but I really loathe the Holly weirdos, right? Because they don't seem to have a backbone on anything, right? And the people who do, they want to kick him out, right? They want to shut him up. I don't get it. I wish people like him, again, huge name, big following, would just say, hey, listen, it would have been better if he just said, I'm just going to vote for her because I want to vote for her. That's it. I wouldn't have said anything. I was like, that's his right. He can vote for her, right? But they have to throw out the race part of it, right? The identity politics. Like, I gotta make sure black people like me, right? So I gotta say, I wish I was black. Like, that line should have never been. Ben, if you happen to see this, Ben, you don't have to say that. You don't. All you have to say is, hey, this is who I'm voting for, and here's why, right? I don't know what you like, because in the last 4 years, she's done nothing, but you know, you can make up something. She literally has done nothing at all. She's done absolutely zero of anything, right? But I get tired of seeing these guys come on here and say stuff like this why does it like make black people feel good to hear something like that? Right? Why does this appeal to us so much that we hate white people apparently, but we adore them when they are nice to us, right? Why?
Because you got black folk out there who are just looking for that approval. Please pat me on the head. Please, you want to call me an Uncle Tom and want to call me a coon? I truly don't care if anybody likes me or not. I say what I have to say, and it's the truth. But you got these victimized black folk who love being victims, who are like, you know what? I need their approval. I need Ben Stiller's approval. I need Rosie O'Donnell's approval. I need this person's approval. If Zeek Arkham had been on that show when Joe Biden said, if you can't figure out whether to vote for me or not, you ain't black, I would have told him about himself. I'd be like, well, listen, then I guess by your standard, I'm not black. Oh, and by the way, how's your best friend who was a broken goat or whatever the hell he was in the KKK? How's your best friend that you eulogized? How's it feel when you said that you don't want your kids growing up in a racial jungle? How's it feel when you said you don't think black folk know how to navigate the internet or know how to get IDs? That's what I would have checked him on, because I don't need his approval. I don't need anybody else's approval. But you got these other black folk out there who, they need to give us our props. They need to give us our flowers. They're not going to give you your flowers. And if they do give you your flowers, they're only going to do so when it's better, and when it suits them to do so, when they can get something out of it. So listen, Ben Stiller up there talking about, oh yeah, no, this is going to be historic because she's black. And I wish I was black. No, you don't. You don't wish you were black. You sit yourself right there and make yourself feel good. But that's what it comes down to. They do stuff that they can feel good. That's what woke ideology is about. Woke ideology isn't about helping anybody out. It's about you want to make yourself feel good. You want to be able to say, I did this. And it shows that I'm not, a big racist. I'm not this. I'm not that. Well, meanwhile, when they're talking to me and I say something that goes against what they have to say, now all of a sudden the racism points comes out. Look at Clarence Thomas. They can't wait to use the N-word with a hard R against him.
Right.
So they put you in their little box. And when you escape their box, they do whatever they can to put you right back in.
Byron Donalds, Tim Scott, all these guys are smart individuals, right? But we don't put them up on a pedestal, right? We don't put them up. We don't say, hey, boys and girls, listen to what these guys are saying. They look like you, okay? A lot of them are from the same areas of you. We're always talking about, well, we need people that look like us in these positions. We need that, right? First of all, I don't need that, right? If I were to pick a role model as someone who's a strong leader and can handle adverse conditions and still come out victorious, those are the guys I want to hang out with, right? Adversity comes to anybody in life. At some point in life, for most people, there's going to be some hard times, right? At some point, you need to have a strong level head and be able to make sound decisions to get through it. Like, those are the people I want to talk to, and we should have a circle of people that if I am going through something new that I haven't been through before, but I know people that have and made it through, I have a circle that can help guide me, give me advice, and to push me through, right? These are the people we need to put on our pedestal. We don't need to be putting Megan Thee Stallion up there twerking around at an event, right? What the sad thing about this is that the kids are out there, right? The kids are seeing this. The little girls are seeing this, right? So you got a Madam Vice President who's running to be president of the United States, the greatest country in the world. And what does she get for her campaign? She gets another black woman to go and shake and gyrate on stage. I don't understand it, bro. I really don't. Am I wrong for being this upset?
You're not, because it's pandering to the lowest common denominator. That's exactly what it is. It's she can't get a crowd on her own. So she's in Atlanta. She wants to fill the crowd up with black folks so that she can feel like she's invited to the cookout. What does she do? She gets Megan Thee Stallion. What does Megan Thee Stallion do? Megan Thee Stallion gets up stage and talks about her WAP. Gets up there and gyrates and twerks. And then she gets on stage and goes, oh, hey, by the way, hey, here I go. Meanwhile, half the crowd's heading towards the door now because they're like, listen, I was just here for the free concert. And that's been her MO. She has people showing up for the free concert, or she has actors coming in. She's already getting blown up. You have all these Twitch streamers. You have all these YouTube streamers who are saying, hey, listen, Kamala Harris, I don't want to do a Twitch stream with you. I don't want to have you on my YouTube channel. No, I'm not going to sit and play Call of Duty with you. Kamala Harris, leave me alone. She's already getting blown up. She's already got people who are coming out and saying, yeah, no, I have her campaign contacting me, trying to get some clout.
Right.
So that's what she's doing. And like I said, Kamala Harris, all the Democrats, they're pandering. They're going to the lowest common denominator because they think that's how they're going to reach out to black folks. And guess what? It's working because black folks aren't standing up and saying, you know what? Stop doing this. I don't want you talking to me like that. Talk to me like I got some intelligence.
Yes.
Can you picture if Trump got on stage and went, yo, what's up? I'm here with my man right here. I got my boy J.D. Vance about to come out, say some words, drop some thoughts. People be like, who the hell? What?
Right.
Who, what?
That would be called racist.
Why are you talking to us like the CNN would have a month-long special about how Donald Trump shouldn't be talking to black folks like this and shouldn't be acting like this. And they'd be talking about, oh, he's racist because he thinks this is how. And then they get some sort of probably heavyset black actress somewhere to get and cry on the screen. And they probably get, what's her face from Precious? I can't believe he talked to us like that. Why would he do that? That's just so racist. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris does it on a daily basis. Hillary Clinton did it. Joe Biden did it. They all do it. So why are we accepting this? They're gonna keep doing it until we say stop. Talk to us like we got some damn sense, and that's how it goes.
And it doesn't get better. Here's another person from MSNBC, fake news network again, and here's their pitch for why everybody needs to accept Harris and
The significance of this man is that he is an older white man in a moment in which the far right is trying to convince white people that the future is treacherous for them, trying to convince men that the future is treacherous for them. And here is an older white man, a coach, a soldier, who is very hard to dismiss as some kind of effete coastal elite, who is telling older folks and white people, you do not need to be afraid of the future. There is joy in the future. There is joy in having your boss be a black woman. There is joy in what is coming. And I think he is going to teach lots of people, in addition to whatever role he plays in an election and in the White House, he's going to teach lots of people through his role in the culture that they're going to be okay and that there's joy on the far side of realizing a multiracial democracy in this country.
There's joy in having a boss be a black woman.
So, you know what it is? And I actually really wish Republicans and conservatives would stop talking about it. No one cares that Kamala Harris is now identifying as black. Right. Listen, we had our fun with it. We had our fun. You know, she came out, I'm at first she was Indian and she's over there with Mindy Kaling making Indian food. And then all of a sudden she called Biden a rapist and a racist to his face. And then all of a sudden when he said, I'm picking a black woman, now all of a sudden, now she's black. Right. Now she's black. And now she's trying to claim, but I was biracial this whole time. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. But no one cares that she's black now. No one cares. Listen, hit her on policy. Hit her on the fact that she's done nothing. Mm-hmm. What's her claim to fame as a district attorney? She locked up a whole bunch of black men. She certainly wasn't black then. She locked up a whole bunch of black men on weed charges. And now the left is trying to say, it wasn't tens of thousands, it was 45. Oh, that's your flex? Oh, it was only 45? Right. That you went through her whole thing. And now you can't even go on the California directory as far as AG and lockup goes because they shut that whole thing down because too many people were fact checking it. So that's her claim to fame. Then she was vice president and she was the border czar. And now she's trying to say, I wasn't really the border czar. They might have used those words, but that wasn't really my job description. You know what I mean? Because I kind of wasn't the border czar, even though they said I was the border czar, So now she failed with that because the border, they just walking across the border now. They don't even care.
Right.
They just disrespecting the hell out our entire southern border, right? So then Biden says, well, I'm going to send her over to Ukraine, and she's going to bring peace over to Ukraine. There hasn't been a single shred of peace in Ukraine or Russia or any place else like that. So she's failed every job she's been given, okay? Right. So it's not about working for a black woman. It's not about convincing white folks that they're going to be okay, because if Condoleezza Rice was running, tons of people, I don't know a single person who wouldn't support her.
Right.
So it's not about that. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to say, if you don't support Kamala Harris, you're a racist, you're a sexist, you're this, you're that. Why can't you just dislike somebody from another race? It has nothing to do with their race or their gender or anything else like that. I get hate DMs from white liberals all the time. And some of them, they're like, hey, you know what? I just don't like your ass. And I'm cool with that. You can perfectly just dislike me. Why does it have to be all of a sudden, if you don't like a black person, you're a racist? If you don't like a woman, you're a sexist. If you think that you don't have a right to kill your unborn child, you just because you don't like women's health. There's a lot more to women's health than aborting your unborn child who has a heartbeat. So we have to bring the conversation back to facts and policy and everything else, where the liberals can't get a little foothold in there and go, I told you they were all racist. I told you they were all sexist. We got to bring it back to policy.
Yeah, because, if you think about it and you sit there and you think about what is the left or Democratic Party, what are they actually pushing? What is their policy? What do they want to bring to the United States that they claim that wasn't here or that they were doing since they've been in office? And the answer is absolutely nothing. They don't bring any policy. They don't talk about any changes. They don't talk about the housing market, the inflation, the stock market, the groceries. They don't talk about anything like that. Their whole campaign so far, anyway, has been a black woman. That's it. That's
a black woman, and I'm going to sign protection for abortion, which she can't do. Supreme Court already took care of it. She can't do it.
And I talk to people that on the internet, they blatantly support Kamala, but they can't tell me. And I don't know about you, but on my Twitter feed, there are people that I know, right? I know personally that have been in hiding since 2020 because they voted for Biden. The man couldn't even finish his term. I don't know where he's at. I don't know if have you heard anything. I don't know where Biden is. I haven't heard from him. Right? I haven't heard from him.
Biden, they got locked in the basement somewhere. We're gonna pull you out and dust you off when we need you.
Right. I haven't heard from him. Last I checked, he's still the president. Right. Last I checked, haven't seen him. But they hide, and then every now and then they'll pop up, and I'm like, okay, explain your reasoning. Right. All I want from a conversation is to bring to the table, what is your reason for voting for this woman? And all they have to say is, I don't like Donald Trump. That's all they have to say. And I want to get to the last point is what do you say to people that are adamant about Kamala and their only defense is she's a black woman and I just don't like Donald Trump, so I'm going to vote for Kamala? Like, do these people actually care for the country? I don't understand. How do you have those conversations?
Because they've got Trump derangement syndrome. What are the reasons people? Because I put it out there. Hey, listen, I haven't spoken to anybody who has actually given me a really good reason as to why they're voting for Kamala Harris.
Me either.
They've said she's a woman, she's black, she's not Trump. Oh, she's not a convicted felon like they cared before this. They all sat there and took knees and kissed up to George Floyd, and he was a repeat felon. Stuck a gun to a pregnant woman's belly. They didn't care about any of that. Well, they loved convicted felons then, but now that Trump is a quote unquote convicted felon, no, I can't vote for a convicted felon. Yes, you can. Shut up. Those are primarily the four reasons. Or they'll be like, well, she said she did this, this, and this. So she's been a success. Oh, so you're asking, if you ask me what I've done to be a success, I can give you a bunch of reasons. I can embellish some stuff. I'm working on my resume now, and I'm making myself look way better than I was back during my career. So if you're asking me to talk about myself and prove how good I was, yeah, I can do it. Same thing the White House did under Joe Biden. But if you look at it, look at the meat and potatoes of it. Gas, we're all paying more for gas. And it's not just because the gas companies want to make more profits. No, we're all paying more for gas. We're all paying more for groceries. Housing mortgage percent just went up. Our southern border is porous. Stock markets are trash right now. All right, we're on the brink of World War III. You have other countries who don't like us, who now don't even respect us because they know we can't do anything. So with all that going on, and it happened within the past 4 years, why are you voting for her? So, and no one can really give me a good answer, and I don't expect a good answer from them because when you are not dealing with people who are dealing in logic and facts, they're dealing with emotion. Oh, I feel good because I'm voting for her. That's what it comes down to.
And that's the question I have to your audience and my audience, that for the people that support her. Those are the questions that I present to you. Please give us an answer. I got about 10 minutes left. I got one more question for you, bro. It's been lately, it seems that a lot of people are trying to distance themselves from Trump. A lot of these people with high followings, like Rittenhouse, they're all of a sudden talking about RFK Jr. and trying to distance himself from Trump, but in the past have wholeheartedly been behind Trump the whole time. Now, I'm going to say this: in this country, you can vote for who you want. I'm not going to have a heart attack about who you vote for. I'm not going to have a whole meltdown. I'm not going to disown you. I don't support you, blah, 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 and this and that. I'm not, but I am allowed to have questions on the switch up, right? That's like me. I got all this Make America Great stuff, and all of a sudden on Tuesday, I'm like, you know what? Without any reason, by the way, like maybe Trump have flipped on something that I really support, right? And he's all of a sudden going backwards. Without any reason, I'm going on Tuesday. I think I'm going to go for RFK Jr. It almost seems like people just do stuff just to get a rise out of people, right? Are you noticing that? And how do you feel about that?
My thing is, listen, if you put your opinion out there, people are going to express their First Amendment right to disagree with it, and they'll disagree with it vocally, and nothing says they have to be nice about it. So I put that out there. Once Rittenhouse lost his mind and all of a sudden decided he was going to write in Ron Paul, like, dude, Trump supported you. A lot of people in the name of MAGA and Make America Great Again supported you. So they have, to me, they have a right to feel betrayed now that you're going to basically waste a vote in a very crucial election, because people don't understand how crucial these next 4 years are going to be. If we have Kamala in the White House, we could potentially be looking at what's going on in England right now, what's going on in Venezuela right now, what's going on in other places in the world where we're like, I'm glad that's not happening here. And it could very well happen here. You know what I mean? These last 4 years by themselves, if this hasn't opened your eyes, I don't know what will.
Right.
But when Kyle Rittenhouse went out there and said that, people had a right to be upset. When listen, I don't support going after people and now trying to destroy them because they decide they're not going to vote the same way you vote. But if you put your opinion out there, people have a right to disagree with it, and they don't have to be nice about it. I said the same thing. I said, hey, listen, let's pretend me with my audience size. I said, you know what? I think women should have to share their bathrooms with men. I think men should be able to compete against women in their sports. You know what? I'm now going by my pronouns, Zim. And I expect everybody to respect my pronouns. People have a right to be like, Zeke, what the hell's wrong with you? You drinking? You smoking? Like what? Like what's going on with you? Doing something, Is the real Zeke trapped in the basement somewhere and this is an imposter? Was your account hacked?
Right.
People have a right, and then people have a right to also say, you know what? I don't support you anymore. That's it. I'm done with you. People have a right to do that. Hey, listen, I go back and forth with people every day. I lose followers every day because I'm not going to sit. I don't do things for followers. I don't do things for popularity. So I lose. I know I don't ever check it, but I know for a fact I lose followers every day. fine, well, and good. People have a right to support you or not support you. And if you put yourself out there and say, hey, listen, in this very crucial election, I'm not supporting Trump, or I'm going to go support RFK Jr. or whoever, people have a right to disagree with it.
Yeah. I mean, you said it. These next 4 years, this election, the next 4 years, I don't think people understand how serious this is, right? Not only for me and you and the middle class, everyday citizens, the safety of the American citizens with this border and stuff being out of control, but our children, and if you have children, that should be high on your priority, especially in these schools. And I'm not going to go on a tangent about LGBT bringing transgender story reading hour and all this other stuff into the schools, but that's on the table, right? The left believes that that's okay. That is on the table for them to come out and say, I'm going to write in this, or I'm going to go RFK Jr. Like, that's wild to me. But again, man, thank you for being on the pod. The original cop with attitude, my man Zeek. We got to dive into our movies. I got 4 minutes. So,
oh boy, what do I have to school you on now, man? Because my rate with John Wick,
no, we're not gonna go there. But I don't know if you saw, but they got Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. How do you feel about Marvel? I think there's a potential Blade coming back. I haven't seen Wolverine and Deadpool yet. I haven't seen that yet. But is Marvel making a comeback with these movies? And how do you think they're going to play this? Is it a multiverse situation as far as him being Dr. Doom? I mean, Iron Man, he snapped and he's gone as far as we know, right? So is this a kind of a multiverse thing? Does this tie into the comics? Give me something, man. You're my guy here for this stuff. So give me something.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they're going to do with it. Only thing I can hope in Marvel is that they move away from all the woke stuff,
right?
Because that's what's killing them. When you can watch a movie and it's not constantly preaching to you, or you can watch a TV show and it's not preaching to you, like we discussed The Boys season 4. It was a constant preaching to you, and everybody understood, like, this ain't cool, man. I'm not watching this to be preached to. I understand making fun of the left and the right like they were doing in seasons past, but now it was like in your face. If Marvel can just get back to just telling good stories, hopefully Deadpool and Wolverine and the success it's having is a way that they can just kind of pull it back a little bit and just say, you know what, maybe we should tell Kathleen Kennedy to go sit down somewhere. If they can do this and stop with the identity politics and everything else like that,
right?
They got success in front of them, man. So I'm
waiting
to see what happens.
It has potential. It has potential. I've been off Marvel since Endgame. I kind of haven't really been watching anything, especially what they did to my boy Hulk. I don't know what he is.
That was disrespectful. That was disrespectful.
I mean, I don't understand why that even was a thing to make him some kind of regular person in Hulk form. Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. He's walking around eating tacos and reading books and having quiet time. Like, that's not Hulk, right? That is not him in any Marvel comic. That is not Hulk at all.
Let me tell you something. That ass beating Thanos put on him was disrespectful. It was just disrespectful.
They started off the movie like that, though. That's what
they started off exactly, and he never got a chance to get his back. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they should have gave him something, like just like a 2-minute. All right, man. You caught me slipping last time, but I got you this time. Like,
yeah,
they didn't even give him that. Like,
they could have did that when they were all fighting. He had his ship, and they all came back by Doctor Strange, brought them all back. They could have had a section there where it was like Hulk squared off with Thanos before they teamed up with Captain America and Thor. I mean, just imagine that scene, that get back, right? I mean, this is just me and you sitting here. Listen, Hollywood, if y'all need anybody for some scripts, y'all come talk to us and let us know. We'll give you something, man.
Listen, I got you. All right, we're gonna put something together. Just make the movie the way we describe it. That's all I need you to do. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Everybody knows who you are, man. But again, thank you for being on the pod. For anyone that's new here and don't know who you are, tell them where to find you, give them the socials, and give them where they can listen to your voice and your thoughts.
All right, it's gonna be Zeek Arkham, ZeekArkham. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. Twitter's where I talk my most trash. I got my podcast, Reasonable Suspicion. You can find it over on Spotify. And I'm still looking. I might branch out if TikTok don't throw me off. I might try. I might try a fourth account with them.
No, man! Look at you getting
We'll
on the
see.
talks.
I've been on there 3 times already, and I got kicked off all 3 times. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But
Okay.
I might. So we'll see what happens, man.
All right, man. Listen, man. Thanks for taking the time, man. I appreciate it. This is my boy, my tag team champ, my USA tag team champ, Z. Again, y'all go follow the podcast on YouTube and on Rumble. That's where the episodes are going to be. Follow me on the socials. Y'all already know where to find me. And this is another episode of What You Talking About, Willis. And listen, we cause chaos one truth at a time. Y'all stay safe.